We'll talk about how Krishna is the generating seed of all existence. There is a question by Arjuna. Krishna has started off like in 9th chapter. I want to tell you Arjuna because you are so dear to me. That is a similar statement. And Krishna started telling about himself. Nothing can exist without Krishna. No end to Krishna's manifestation. Everything opulent, beautiful comes from Krishna, and Krishna, single fragment, that is Paramatma, pervades support the entire universe. So this is the summary. And this chapter has the 4 important verses which I call the essence of Gita. That comes in this chapter, the 10th chapter. Okay. Yes, Madhavi, you start reading the first book.
The Supreme Lord said, "My dear friend, mighty armed Arjuna, listen again to my supreme word, which I shall impart to you for your benefit and which will give you great joy.
Yeah, next one.
Neither the hosts of demigods nor the great sages know my origin, for in every respect I am the source of the demigods and the sages.
Okay.
He,
Whatever she is reading, I am showing a picture of it. Okay.
he who knows me as the unborn, as the beginningless, as the supreme Lord of all the worlds, he undiluted among men is freed from all sins."
Okay, now you want me to just, I'll just explain. It's not good if it goes so fast. This is again, so Krishna started the chapter without any question. He's so happy with Arjuna. Arjuna, you are so dear to me because you are my dear friend. Okay? Therefore, I am telling you something. Giving a knowledge that is better than what I have already explained. So I am going higher and higher. Actually, Gita technically moves in this way. Higher and higher things I reveal. And the 18th chapter, there is surrender to Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, right from the beginning, starts on the surrender platform. Because he knows people don't have this much. 18 chapters we finished in 10 years. And 10 years later he comes to know, ultimately I have to surrender, then he can't hold it. So therefore Prabhupada knows. They read one page, they leave it there only. So he explained the essence of Gita right from the beginning. Neither the host of the demigods and know my origin or opulences. I am the source of all demigods and the sages. Because he is the source of them, how they can know about Krishna? It is not possible. Correct? They cannot know. Because he is their source. It is not possible. He who knows me as an unborn, beginningless, supreme Lord of all the worlds is free from all sins. When we are in clear understanding of Krishna's opulences, there is no question of sin affecting us. This is why it is flowing my soul. What do you have to do? So these are the Mataji.
Intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, self-control and calmness, pleasure and pain, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame and infamy are created by me alone.
Okay, I'll just explain these qualities. Prabhupada has spent a beautiful purport explaining these qualities. If you get time. Intelligence is definitely, you have to consider something, you need intelligence. Everybody needs, in any field, intelligence is needed. Next thing is knowledge. Prabhupada does not agree what we learn in schools and colleges is knowledge. Every college, knowledge is power, knowledge is work, so many nonsense there. Knowledge needs to understand soul exists. Below that in the Vedic culture, it is not considered knowledge. So it's very big. When you say Vigyan in Sanskrit, that refers to spiritual knowledge. Because the knowledge of soul is lacking, it is not given. Element of knowledge. Freedom from doubt. Yes. Freedom from doubt comes then we take shelter of Krishna. Otherwise, we will be full of doubts. What I am supposed to do? Always I am confused. I should do this or I should not do this. Okay? Because it is very clear for a devotee, because he accepts the words of the Lord, there is no doubt. And if you are on what is called as ascending knowledge, there are two kinds of knowledge, descending and ascending. Now in the ascending knowledge, we say how much our conception, morning I was joking about the brain has changed. Do you know, but now we say brain is like a computer. Previously, the computers were not there. So what was the idea? This was the place to cool the fluid because mechanical engineering was there. And mechanical engineering, if you see, there is drilling we do. There is a cooling fluid which comes. So this was the place. Some people previous to that thought this is steam engine because steam engine trains had started. And before that, they thought this is a catapult or something, you know. But all strange ideas. Maybe they were better ideas. It doesn't function like a computer also. So anyway, so how do you assure? Always you're full of doubts. But we accept the Shabda Pramana. In fact, today morning I was telling this point, very important point. See, today what happens is that any sadhu can propose anything and get away with it. It's true or not? So, even if you hear, you may be in doubt. Now he's telling you my interpretation, but there are 1,000 other interpretations are there. And how does he say this? In fact, we are the only people say we are the only people correct. Nobody else says like. They say, everything is correct. We are the only people who say everything else is wrong. This is the only thing. My God, this will get smote out. No? How you can be free from doubt? So you know what is the system? And today, suppose you are a scientist. Then, if you want to propose something, you have to write a paper. You can't speak before. The paper has to be accepted in a respected journal, which is well known in the scientific community. Next, after that, it has to be peer reviewed. Means top other people will question what you are presenting there. You have to defend that. After that, you can speak in public. Just like you want to release a medicine in the market. Can you do? In allopathy or homeopathy, you can't do. First, it has to get approval from someplace. So big board will be there, national board. I know for allopathy. And then after that, it has to be tested. They have for short trials with lot of inclusive and exclusive conditions. Not easy. It's very complicated. Then they have short trials, then long trials, then very long, the first stage, 2 stage. It takes 4-5 years for medicine to come to market. Then you can distribute. But here, spiritualism, you can speak anything, everything and get away with it. No, it was not like this. It is even our system, looks like science is only having rigorous system, we don't have. Our system is even more rigorous, which we have forgotten. What was the system? What was the system? First, write a Bhashyam Vedanta. Explain the what proposal you are giving does not contradict the Vedanta Sutras. You have to explain. Otherwise, you can't speak. And after you present, people will come and challenge you. No, why did you say that? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Then after that is over, then you can speak in public. Otherwise, you can't speak. You see, Madhvacharya, he wrote a Bhashya before he opened his mouth. He wrote a Bhashya. Ramanujacharya wrote a Shri Bhashya. Nimbarka Swami wrote in Padma Purana, it is listed. There are 4 paramparas to follow in Kali Yuga. Already names are there. One parampara, Shri Parampara from Ramanujacharya. One parampara is Madhvacharya from Brahma Parampara. One parampara is Nimbarka Swami. Who is, which parampara is it? There is Kumar Parampara. That is, Kumar Parampara, Nimbarka. And Rudra Parampara is Vishnu Swami. All 4 are Vaishnava Parampara. And they are the only ones to be followed in Kali Yuga. Written in Padma Purana, already predicted. Shankaracharya wrote one Bhashya called Sharirika Bhashya, but which was objected to. There are mistakes in that Bhashya. That's why Vaishnava Acharyas disbanded that. And even Vedavyasa don't follow that. Mayavadam Asashasham Prachonna Maudam Uchyate. Vedavyasa writing 5,000 years before. Don't follow the Shankaracharya. This is Mayavad, what he is going to present. Prachonna Maudam Uchyate. It is just hidden Buddhism. And Shiva himself is telling us many places or other that Kalo Brahmana Rupini. I will come in a Brahmana Rupa. Don't. This is coming for actually. It's a big exam. Sharirika Bhashya is a big exam. Those people have no humility. I am God. These kind of people run for that Bhashya. And most of the people fail. In fact, we see most of the spiritual organizations, they may be Swami, but they have failed that examination. Just like Maya gives a constant examination. It is a big examination. Therefore, it is written, the last layer of Maya is your God. And people fall for it. Okay. So anyway, so it is such a rigorous thing. So we have no doubt because freedom from doubt. When you follow Sampradaya, no doubt. Okay. That is one. And number two, it should also be effective. Not that we simply say, just like you say, he is a very good doctor. But then it should be effective also. You go to the doctor, correct? Yeah. So similarly, we say around the world, this is the quickest process, the swiftest process of Krishna consciousness. Yes, but it should be effective also. Not that we only say. If we apply myself to it, I see it's working wonders. So just like we say a doctor is there, he is from AIMS, yeah, that's fine. But then what is his treatment? Patients are dying every day. So in both ways. So we have no doubt because it is a bona fide way. Just like Parikshit Maharaj when he is hearing Shubhadeva Goswami, no doubt. I am hearing son of Veda Vyasa. Where is the doubt? The greatest authority. Let me just hear. For 7 days he glorified the Lord. Then truthfulness, Prabhupada says that truthfulness is very important. Means we should speak the truth. Just like we told. No need to follow Sharirika Bhashya. We have no problem. Truth should be spoken. There is nothing hesitation to tell the truth. In fact, so-called Hinduism or Buddhism that we have today, they don't tell the truth. Everything is okay. Everything is okay. Yeah, everything is okay. We are truthful. We have no hesitation. Truth is truth. What is wrong is wrong. It may be unpalatable sometimes. Correct? But truth should be spoken. Forgiveness is a very good quality because nobody can be perfect in his dealings in this world. Can anybody be perfect? No. Are we perfect? Sometimes we say in a hurry or intention something more that we should speak. All the small minor things should be ignored. Control of the senses, yes. Without that, wisdom will not come. Wisdom comes only in Sattva-Guda. That is what happens to us when we go to college. When you go to college, before we are in Sattva-Guda, because parents are in full control. They don't allow one even bad thought. But after you enter college, first thing, the freedom, people know how to misuse the freedom to whatever degree they get. I remember when I went to college, first thing I lost my Sattva-Guda. I could not concentrate. Sattva-Guda means you take a book, you can read for 20 hours, no problem. Rajo-Guda means book is in front of you, but you are looking at the whole book. Tamo-Guna means you close it and you want to sleep 20 hours instead of reading 20 hours. And that happens actually. So control of senses is very important because our spiritual life, we can't get Krishna. Control of mind, yes, very much needed. See, these qualities, nothing is good or bad. These qualities are good because they help you reach Krishna. Therefore, these qualities. And now Krishna is saying it anyway, we are connecting everything to Krishna. But all these qualities, Krishna says, comes from me. Because good, bad, everything comes from Krishna. Distress, Krishna is saying, that also comes from me. It is good, needed sometimes. Why Krishna gives distress? Then only we surrender. Other we think this world is wonderful. Happiness also comes from Krishna. But devotee, happiness and distress is immaterial. He is not looking at that. He says, I want to serve Krishna. It does not matter situation is happy or it is distress. Like Arjuna, he decided to fight the war finally. It was a great distress for him because with his own hand, he had to kill his grandfather, teacher, everybody there on the back. It's very painful actually. Doesn't matter. Krishna's will is there. Fearlessness. Prabhupada says something very interesting here in the Bhagavad. Devotee is the only one, he says, who is fearless. Why? He is going back to Krishna. Got it? When you know you are going back to Krishna, you will be the happiest person. What is the fear? Everybody has fear. What will happen? Death is coming. What will happen? What will happen? Therefore, Shankaracharya also said, Bhajagovindam, 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 Mudamate. Oh idiot, chant the name of Govinda. Chant, keep chanting. Actually, he was a hidden Vaishnava, which he revealed towards the end. In the book Science of Self-Realization, a lot of poems of his glorification of Lord Krishna. So keep chanting. So devotee has no fear. If we become fearlessness shows how much you are developed in Krishna consciousness. How much he has developed. Because unless you have faith in Krishna, this world is so dangerously full of fear. So Krishna is fearless only because he is surrendered. Otherwise it's not. Devotee is fearless because he is surrendered to Krishna. Fear is also coming from Krishna therefore it is said, Bhiyapiyad Viveti. Even fear personified is scared of Krishna. But Krishna was scared of Mother Yashoda. So fear is also one of the things, yes. Death is also Krishna's creation. We were very nice, we got many arguments are there where death is needed. Because we have so many desires, we have to keep changing bodies. And because it interrupts our life, so we become serious about spiritual life. Otherwise, if we were eternal in this world, nobody will take to spiritual life. And then death is also needed because we overgrow. Just like, suppose you have the fifth, when you are in fifth class, you had pant and shirt. Can you wear it now? You can't wear it. So you're grown now. Similarly, mind also grows. Body is just given according to the mind. The body, the dress for the mind. When the mind grows with different new propensities, this dress doesn't fit it. You need another dress. Correct? Mind is very subtle, but symbolically, just like a body has grown. Now this dress will not fit, you have to get a bigger dress. Correct? And in old age is another different. We become, dress keep falling, we need another dress. We have to go back there. So anyway, either way, we need to have a change of dresses, so body needs to be changed. We keep changing our desires. Birth, death, all these things are there. Non-violence, Prabhupada says, just like a planning commission, they make big plans, but if they're not thinking about the public, spiritual, Prabhupada defines the big riddle. Why did Krishna sanction violence when ahimsa is a divine quality, even according to Gita? Gita, Krishna says one place, one of the divine qualities is ahimsa. And then why did Krishna sanction violence? Many people have this doubt. Correct? People ask this question, why did he? When they read Russia, they say that terrorist literature. You know that we had they were those verses they were quoting, kill. People said he's like a terrorist literature. Why? Because there is a difference. First thing, sanction of Krishna should be there, otherwise don't proceed. Because body is being killed, not the soul. So where there is himsa, when the soul is, Arjuna said, no, Krishna, how can I kill my relatives? So Krishna said, we are not the body, we are soul. Soul is never killed. So you are not killing anyway. Who is the killer and who is the killed? But you may say, then I can do slaughter left, right, center. No. You are causing inconvenience to that soul. Then you also should be caused inconvenience. You should also get death penalty then. That is the answer. Number one. Number two is that non-violence means we should not arrest somebody's spiritual growth. Now anybody, whatever body he has, is going through some learning process. Now when you kill him, you kill the body rather, you are interrupting his. Just like suppose somebody is in his 6th class, he has gone, you throw out of college. The poor fellow has to again take admission in some other college and do 6th class. Then he'll go to 7th class. You are interrupted that. Correct? Sometimes it happens, you are part of a school and you are expelled from the school. You do something naughty and they expel you. Then what do you do? Some other school you have to get admitted. Inconvenience you have caused to him. So wherever you are, you should also be expelled then. That is what will happen, the reaction. Okay? So non-violence has to be understood in a proper way. And therefore, when sometimes somebody kills an animal, even killing an animal, you are causing an inconvenience. The poor fellow now has to take birth in another. So we killed a goat. Again, he has to take birth in a goat's body to go through his experiential learning. So you are causing inconvenience. Equanimity. That is our Haridas Thakur. Mind is fully in balance. Satisfaction and devotee is actually more satisfied, fully happy. Actually, only he is satisfied. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Deva Shanta is satisfied. Austerity, yes, austerity Prabhupada says, don't do what is not certified austerity. Just like we say on Ekadashi, please fast. Good. If you do that, Prabhupada says it will develop knowledge in your system. It will make you advance spiritually. We should not do unnecessarily artificial austerity. You know, there are some people who pull their beard, they don't shave. You know that? In one community it is, they don't shave, they pull their hair one by one. Such kind of austerity, not advised. Then, charity, yes, it should be charitable. But what happens, every charity has a reaction. When you give charity also, there is a big definition later coming. Charity given at the right place, at the right time, to the right cause, brings unlimited return. And charity given to the grudgingly, for name and fame, correct? Mostly given for name and fame. You know, mera naam aage sabko batane ka. So that is not good. That is charity in a mode of passion. And ignorance is fully grudgingly and given to the unworthy person at a wrong time when they should not have been given. That is in ignorance. That will bring papa karma. You know, sometimes you give money to somebody, you say, please give me, you give, and he drinks. You have to take the papa karma. Charity is also be properly understood. But anyway, charity, the propensity is coming from Krishna. Fame, yes, that is also blessed by Krishna. And Prabhupada says, nobody is famous as much as a devotee. He is famous in the whole Vaikuntha. He is famous in the whole material world. All devatas know about a devotee. Prahlad Maharaj, like an example. Prahlad Maharaj, like an example, is famous everywhere. Even devatas, when they talk about devotee, they first talk about Prahlad. So nobody is famous like a devotee. Infamy also comes from Krishna. So all these virtuous qualities are living in this created by me alone. Yes, Mother.
The 7 great sages and before them the 4 other great sages, Adamanus, progenitors of mankind, are born out of my mind, and all creatures in these planets descend from them.
Take it. Actually, it's not my presentation. Somebody made it. I downloaded it or something. I had actually planned what I do every time. I read through, I saw that, what is that? I thought it's a good job now. It's easy to understand. He has done for all 18 chapters. So, but I'll see if it is properly done. The 7 great cages, Saptarishis. Anybody knows the name of Saptarishis? Huh? See? Kashyapa. Huh? Atreya. Bharadraja. Vishwamitra. Gautama. Vashishta. Angirasa. What is the 7th one? Gautama. We don't know whether it is repeated. Jamadagni. Jamadagni. Okay, good. See, South India, people are very learned here. North India, you have nobody learning. True? In Kali Yuga, all the 5 acharyas came from South India. 4 Vaishnava Acharya and Shankaracharya, all from South India. In fact, Prabhupada also said, South India, some culture is remaining. North India is, comparatively, things are not so much on. You see how so many temples in every lane in South India. North India, you don't find so many temples. You have traveled, you find. In Delhi, I did not enter a temple 20 years in my life. Can you imagine? Without entering a temple, I lived. I never saw also. The Delhi, they planned so well, no temple.
No, this is Swaminarayan temple is.
Some big temple, yeah, that is one temple. Yeah. But that is not in the way, which area I lived. I lived in South India. Nothing was there. You see, Birla temple, Prabhupada never made his temple as Prabhupada temple. Birla, why Birla temple? It should be Krishna temple. These people, they made temple, but why Birla temple? They want their name first. They want city to know we made a temple. You know, in ISKCON, unless you enter inside and you see the Murti, till that time you don't even know Prabhupada's name itself. Correct? He kept himself behind. And 4 great sages, what are the names of the 4 sages?
Sanaka, Sanaka,
Yeah. And then 3 over 1 more. Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanat Kumara and Sanandana.
Sanandana.
The 4 great sages. They are the oldest people next after Brahma. And they are the ones who refuse to get married. The first brahmacharis. They are not married. And they keep themselves as small kids even now. And in fact, Prithu Maharaj's time they came to in the assembly and he was so happy. And they gave their instruction there in Bhagavatam. That's the beauty of Bhagavatam. All the great people they come and they glorify the Lord with their heart. So 4 Kumaras come. Their whole pastime is there, going to Vaikuntha, and that pastime is there. They are also there in some other pastimes also. When the Lord appears, they come around. They are Chitraketu when he worships the Lord. When the Lord comes, they are around, worshipping the Lord. This is the answer. And the Manus, how many Manus are there? How many Manus are there? 14 Manus in a day of Brahma. So how many sages we got? 14 plus Sapta Rishis, 21 plus 4, this 25. The whole manifestation is coming from this 25. Everything. Okay, so these 25 sages are Prabhupada is given in the purport. The all living being population, everything comes from, descend from this 25. Brahma is a very beautiful person. This is the first painting which is so beautiful. Generally you see Brahma, they can't just put their heads properly, the 4 heads. They put like Ravana or something. It doesn't look good. See how nice it is. Brahma looks, if this painting you see proper, and it's a way, Brahma looks so beautiful even with 4 heads. Otherwise I think 4-head person will be so ugly. Yeah.
He who knows in truth his glory and power of mind engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt.
Okay. Who is this person doing devotional service? Advaita Acharya. Okay. So, Prabhupada says, yes, everybody says God is great, but very few people are convinced how great God is. If you are convinced, correct? Krishna is so great, then you will, even the sages are so great. Somebody was showing me a verse, and I don't have that exact verse with me. He said, Brahma and Shiva are just servants of the Lord. And people like Indra, a verse from the scripture says, are not even like insect. How great Krishna is, we don't even know. Just like we were joking from many times. You imagine a company with 300 million or 30 crore directors, how big that company will be. These many devatas are there. How big that company is when crores of directors are there. And they all report to Brahma. And billions of Brahma report to Krishna. Imagine how great Krishna is. We don't know how great he is. When you are convinced how great Krishna is, we will actually be. And another thing is that this previous shloka it has revealed, we all have a personal relationship with Krishna. Even in this way. One is Atma is a directly son of Krishna. Aham bija prajapita. Everybody. Okay? And each one of us, there are 5 rasas. Madhurya, Vasa, Sakya. In a particular shade I am related which is very unique. Suppose you are a friend of Krishna, your friendship to Krishna is unique. Means Krishna is missing you. That rasa nobody can give. Nobody can give that rasa. Krishna is missing. It's not that, like photostat copy. Chalta, ye nahi to dusra chalega. It's not like that. Suppose you are mother of Krishna. Your relation to Krishna is unique. It will be another variety. Just like Yashoda has one, it will be another flavor. Just like Krishna had the 16,000 queens. Each one has a different relationship. Satyabhama and Rukmani were completely poles apart. You got it? So we have a unique relation with Krishna. Unique. And nobody knows what even we discuss. Very confidential, unique relationship we all have with Krishna. So, this is the situation. So when we are actually convinced of Krishna's greatness, we automatically become surrendered. The very reason we are not surrendered, therefore it is said we should not avoid all Because more and more we come to know how great Krishna is, more and more factually we surrender. So we should understand how great he is. Otherwise we think I am also great. Yes.
I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who knows this perfectly engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts.
Take care. Now I'll explain this now. I am the source of all spiritual and material world. It's very clear. Take care. Everything is coming out of Krishna. Spiritual Vaikuntha is eternal like Krishna. But material world is created, destroyed, But Krishna is the source for everything. Okay. Everything emanates from me. It's quite nice. And then the wise who know this perfectly engage in my devotion. You know this, what is this example? This was which is this example? Who is this? Fruit seller. What she did?
She gave Krishna fruits and Krishna turned the basket.
Whole basket. Yeah, so imagine. She didn't even know. Agya Sukriti. She didn't even know she is serving Krishna. Yeah, in the sense that I am offering, She was very happy. She was enchanted by Krishna's beautiful, teachers. And she was, as an elder lady, she was so happy. And he brought some grains in his hand. And barter system, nothing works out. Even one apple, it does not work. But she, out of affection, she gave. And Krishna said, okay. He turned the whole basket to gold. In fact, when we were making the Bangalore temple, we had a brochure. And one full page was this only. We have to show this. When we make our brochure, we can also put. And worship me with all their hearts. Okay. So, when we are convinced of this, that Krishna is the source of everything, then we will worship with all the heart. Yeah, next one.
The thoughts of a pure devotee is
Hey,
dwelling.
wait a minute. This one, we should chant the shloka. What is the shloka? Aham sarvasya prabhavaha matta sarvam pravartate iti matva vajante ma udabhava samanvitaha. The next shloka. Machita madagata prana bodhayasya parasparam Katayandasya mam nityam Yesham satata yuktanam Ajatam priti purvakam Dami buddhi yogam Yena mam upriyanti te. Then next last shloka. Yesham evantu kampatam Aham ajnanajam tamaha Nashayami atmabhavasto Jnanadipena bhasvata. These four shlokas what we chanted is the essence of Gita, recognized by all the acharyas. And when Arjuna hears this, his heart burst. Now first one we did already, now the second one. This was the second one. Okay. This is how the thoughts of a pure devotee dwell in me. Okay? They're always thinking about Krishna. That is what a devotee means. Their lives are fully devoted to my service. That is the life of a devotee. There are different activities, devotees. And then what happens? They derive great satisfaction and bliss in enlightening one another. They feel great pleasure in talking about Krishna. Okay? That is the nature of a devotee. That's what we are doing now. A great pleasure in discussing about Krishna. Every home should be there. Instead of telling, what happened in the cricket match today, or telling about what happened and some politicians spoke today, we share news. Instead of that, previously it was there. That's why we say Hindu Dharma is dead. Why? No people discuss your scenes. Hey, I read this shloka, what is telling? Then you are in right company. This is what is subject of discussion. Not that, yeah, you saw that girl, so beautiful. That's what they discuss. They're spoiling their life, spoiling other person's life. We should discuss. No, it says devotees are enchanted by beautiful smile of Krishna. And idiots are enchanted by other smiles. The devotees are enchanted by Krishna's smile. And they discuss the sweetness of Krishna, they keep discussing. And it is so pleasurable. You just read this chapter, you see the purports of Prabhupada. There's so much touch the heart. It is so pleasing, particularly the purport of these 4 shlokas, so pleasing. And conversing about me, they feel great pleasure. You see in Arjuna also, it says, Krishna, so nice to hear. Please tell more. That's what will come, the shloka will come. So much pleasure in hearing. Shukdev Goswami was speaking and Parikshit Maharaj for 7 days. What a pleasure. Keep telling, keep telling. So that taste you have to develop. Yeah. Yeah. To those, which shloka is there?
10th. Tesham Sthana.
To those who are constantly devoted to me with love. I think I can do from this only.
Yes, yes.
Directly?
Yes, yes.
There's no need of repetition. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love. Okay. Service should be with love. And that the only reason it can be continuous. Otherwise it's not possible to do continuous. If you love somebody, you can constantly do service. Otherwise it's not possible. There was in one college and afternoon time one day I went to the mess at the college and I take girls only. And when the girls come there, waiters are told to get out. The boys serve them like waiters. Like waiters. I am saying, unless you love somebody, how can you? Because, so-called love. But real love of Krishna actually, devotee constantly offers service. With love. Therefore, Prabhupada says, unless love is there, it will become just like a temple, deities are called Archa Vigraha or called Galagrahas. Archa Vigraha, you are so happy. Krishna, Prabhupada has given me this deity to serve. Galagraha means mar gaye. So much work is there over here. To give understanding by which they come to me. So to whom he gives? You are Tesham tatata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. To everybody you are constantly offering service to me. Krishna is saying, Dadami buddhi yoga. I give the intelligence. What kind of intelligence? Not how to get A grade. By which they come to me. Because that is the ultimate success of life. So Krishna gives that intelligence. How you can come back to me, to my place. So this is the intelligence which Krishna gives. Sometimes it may happen, devotee may not be very academic, he doesn't know the shloka, like we were reading about the Brahmana. He was in Sriranga and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met him. And this Brahmana was not well educated, so he could not pronounce the words properly. Just imagine he had just few pages of just Sanskrit shlokas. Even in the commentary that time there were Sanskrit commentaries. So whatever it is, he is reading the shlokas, just shlokas. He was reading the 18 chapter shlokas, which takes little time, half an hour, 1 hour. Every day he used to read. Every day. His guru ordered him, read Bhagavad Gita. Every day, the 18 chapters. He used to read every day. And previously people are so learned, they can make out his reading wrong. We had a situation when he used to go fundraising in Bangalore. There was one devotee, very young boy, very sharp. And he was also going for temple funds and he used to meet people. People get impressed if you talk shlokas, correct? But he didn't know any shlokas. He used to create shlokas. Aham, Jnana, Tamaha, something. And nobody knows what he's speaking. And they used to go, he's so learned. So you can play around today. But no, he was reading, just pronouncing some words wrong. People used to say, what? Because, just like suppose you don't know English well, you can't read. When you read, your pronunciation is terrible. Sometimes it happens from Hindi medium, we come to English and you try to read, the pronunciation is terrible. And neither he knew the meaning of the words. He doesn't even know what is the meaning of this Gita. That was his condition. And people are giggling because people know. And on top of it, he's in a dhama. Srirangam is also a dhama. So people know, people are giggling. What this fellow? Laughing at him. Look what he's chanting. And they used to laugh. But he was just doing his daily sadhana of reading the Bhagavad Gita. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu somehow was on South India tour, he landed at that place. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu noticed something, that when he's reading, all Ashtavikara is happening, means ecstasy symptoms. Tears are rolling down his eyes, hairs are raising on hand. Your voice is faltering out of love of Krishna. What is all this? It's contradiction. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to him. He could understand, not like other people used to come. Shut up, yeah. So people used to just play with him. But he could understand, he's sincerely asking what's happening. He says, see, I don't know Sanskrit, but still I'm. Why you're reading that? The Guru ordered. I'm just following his order. Okay, that's fine. But how do I see all the symptoms of ecstasy in you? He said, actually, I don't know what is the meaning of Bhagavad Gita. But cover is there. When I see this, Krishna holding the chariot, Krishna is so kind, He is the Supreme Lord. Krishna is so beautiful. And tears come in my eyes, just thinking, Krishna is so kind. He meditating on the beauty of Krishna and Krishna's kindness taking the chariot of Arjuna. He should sit on the chariot and Arjuna should drive it. Krishna is so kind to his devotee. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, this you have understood Bhagavad Gita without opening one page, without understanding. So the essence is important. So Tesham Satate Yuktanam Dadami Buddhi Yogam. Krishna gave the understanding. If by was sincere. So actually what is needed is a sincere attempt to follow the Acharya. Therefore when you chant, you should always remember I am chanting the Prabhupada order. Yes, that way you do. Krishna is very pleased when you are trying to follow his devotee. Krishna is very pleased. And then only Krishna will reveal. Prabhupada says, first comes devotion to devotee, then comes devotion to Krishna. Because see, whatever faith you have in Krishna is through the Acharya only. You are seeing nothing now. Correct? His devotion to Krishna, when you read, it reflects in your heart. But if you don't have faith, it will not reflect. Correct? So we read in submission to the Acharya. He gives us Krishna. Krishna se tumhara. Krishna is the property of a pure devotee. He gives it to us. So anyway, Prabhupada says in the purport one more interesting thing. He says sometimes somebody may even have a spiritual master and he may not go and ask his doubts for whatever reason. Krishna from within the heart doesn't wait. He reveals all the answers to it. But only condition is sincere and serious. Suppose he even knows Acharya. He is not clarifying something and it is disturbing a devotion service. But he is sincere. Krishna from the heart reveals the answer. Dadami Buddhi Yogam. Krishna doesn't wait. Actually Krishna is primary, sitting in the heart of everybody. Suppose somebody is sincere and serious and is practicing Krishna consciousness and he is not even taking benefit of consulting and so Krishna sitting in the heart will reveal that. Okay. And then the last shloka. To show them special mercy. Actually, this shloka is a great relation between devotee and the Lord. So Krishna, for whom he is showing special mercy, but constantly engaged in devotion service. What do? I am dwelling in the heart. Krishna is there in the heart of everybody. Okay, we can see him now. What he does? Destroy with a shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. Krishna removes the darkness. Yeah, and we can understand. Now, next shloka is a famous shloka. Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Vitram Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Shashadam Divyam, Adidevam Ajam Vibhu. Arjuna said, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest. Correct? Param Brahma means the Supreme Personality. Jiva is never expressed as Param Brahma. Jiva is always Brahma. Krishna is referred to as Param Brahma. Many people say, Swamiji, your interpretation of Gita or my interpretation of Gita. You can't have. Because Krishna told Arjuna that I am starting the parampara from you. You are the first student now. Because what was previously Sakalena Mahata Yoga Nashta Parantara is lost. Arjuna is the authority now. And Arjuna, after hearing, is the first student of Gita. What he has understood, he speaks here in these few words. So any conclusion has to follow this conclusion. You can't have an interpretation of Gita which contradicts this. Being the first student of Bhagavad Gita, his conclusion is here. Okay? Very important. What is that? Param Brahma, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Param Dhama, the ultimate abode, ultimate shelter, the purest. Pavitra, Krishna is the purest. Paramam, the absolute truth. Purusham, Shashvatam, you are eternal. Divyam, you are transcendental. Ajam, Vibhum, unborn. Ajam, no birth. Vibhum, Vibhu means greater. Jiva is called Anu. Madhvacharya always kept saying Anu Vibhu, Anu Vibhu. His was Dvaita, Dvaita. Anu Vibhu, Anu Vibhu. Jiva is small. Once Prabhupada was giving a class, you know what he said? You are nothing. You are nothing. You know, who likes to hear that? But that is a fact actually. But we like to think, I am God. Yeah, very good. Then Advaita is there for that. All the great sages such as Narada, Asita, Devala and Vyasa. Now, Prabhupada, if you read the purports here in the 10th chapter, gives so much quotation from the Vedas where Krishna has been glorified as the Supreme Personality. That is the 10th chapter. Many people think there is a Gita. Gita is part of Smriti Shastra. There it is said Krishna is Supreme. But in the Vedas it is not said. Just go open. The 10th chapter, you start seeing the purports. Prabhupada gives vigorous quotations from the Vedas, from the Shruti Shastra, from the Upanishads, another Shruti Shastras, Atharva Veda in different places, of Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. Correct? Some people say no. You follow Gita, but actually Vedas don't say. It's not true. It's not true. Because Krishna said already in Gita, Vedesha sarve ahameva vedya. Through all the Vedas I have to be known. Okay? But it is, Prabhupada is giving us some support for that. Okay? So there, confirm the same truth about it. And know you. And now yourself, you are also declaring. So it's not that Arjuna is flattering Krishna. He is saying Asita, Devala, all the great sages also said, see all these great sages, who are these people? Original person. And all the great sages, Asita, Devala, Vyasa, they also said, they are the great authorities. It's the same thing they said. And you are also saying the same thing to me now. So what you are saying now, Krishna, I have heard from the great sages. But now you are also telling the same thing to me. So he accepts it. Now it says very important shloka. Oh Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. Many people have this habit of Ardha Kukuti Nyaya. They take one part of Gita, but actually what they do, they don't want to. Kali Yuga is the age of Shudras. Shudra biggest problem is he can't accept an authority. That's the problem of a Shudra. He doesn't like an authority. But he is forced to because someone hungry, he accepts. Brahmanas, they will have an elder Brahman and all will be subservient to that voluntarily. A Shudra, there is no voluntary, he is forced because hunger he has to, but he doesn't like an authority. They revolt. But you see, that's what they do therefore people, many people told me, there are 4 or 5 editions of Gita. And they take what they like from what. And they make their own one more khichdi. Many people do that. You can't do that actually. You can't say I will study in KMC and practical I attend there and I will go to Shema and there I will do botany and in that college I will do what I like I will take from which college. Nobody will give you a degree. You have to. Some people keep comparing. You will not grow 1 inch till you stop your comparison. You have to take shelter of one of the colleges and stop. Sometimes in Prabhupada in America, people used to say, Swamiji, but Buddhists say this and this says this. Prabhupada said, what is the use of comparing? Buddhism, so follow Buddha, no? Anyway, some benefit you will get, but follow. No point of simply comparing. You have to take one and follow. So now you see, Ardha Kukuti Nyaya is not allowed because Arjuna is saying, as the greatest student of Krishna, Krishna chose him to be the student of Bhagavad Gita, correct? What he is telling? I totally accept whatever you tell is true, not one portion or another portion. Neither the demigod nor demons can understand your personality. Okay? It's not easy. I have to go a little faster. Indeed, alone you know yourself by your own internal potency. Krishna knows about himself. For us it is very difficult. O Supreme Person, origin of all, Lord of all being, God of gods, Lord of the universe. Prabhupada here in the purport explains why he uses different words. Why repeating, not repeating. Each word qualifies Krishna as the Supreme Personality of God. Supreme Person, origin of all, Lord of all beings, God of gods, Lord of the universe. There are Purushottama and different words are there. Prabhupada has spent time, you can read in the book. He's explained why each one is qualifying further Krishna. Now he asks Krishna, please tell me more about it. I want to hear. Now, common man can't directly understand Krishna. He can't directly see the Krishna Leela going in Vaikuntha. So how we can see you? So Krishna says, yes, you see me like this. You have to know Krishna his way, not your way. So now Krishna will explain some more thing. Seeing that we can understand Krishna's work. O Krishna, Supreme Mystic, how shall I constantly think of you? Actually, Prabhupada says the purport here is talking about us. O Janardana, please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulence. I have never sat into hearing about you. But more I hear, more I want to taste the nectar of your word. Prabhupada says, what a fortune to directly hear from Krishna. You should know what fortune Arjuna is having. But then he says, no less fortune when you are hearing from me. Because Acharya is transparently, effect is same, no. Then if the effect is not same, then the Acharya is not transparent. Just like we say we are not Acharya, because same effect may not come. Whatever you speak is nonsense actually. But if he gives you an idea that I should open and read this book by Prabhupada, Bhagavad Gita as it is, that much is. Just like I tell you, here there is no power, there switch is there, power is there. If that much idea you get, that is great. So I have never said it in hearing. For more I hear, more I want to taste the nectar of your. That is the devotee. So much in pleasure hearing from Krishna. This is called hearing Bhagavad Gita. It's hearing nectar from Krishna. It is not just. Now Krishna opens his heart. This is very easy. Basically, Krishna, what he does, among all, he picks up one which is most important. Just like cricket, everybody is fond of. Now, if he is a bad man, now you don't say why he didn't say that. Now, he is the. If you said that, there is nothing of comparison. Just like somebody said, a poet. There are 4 great poets in Indian history. Kalidas, then no thing came. So only one. They use this finger for Kalidas for showing poet. Why? Because nothing you get in history. There is nobody in comparison for him. Somebody asked him, tell 4 great poets in Indian history. So Kalidas and nothing else. Just an example. So same way now Krishna is telling me, he gives an example, means you can't say no, why not this? No, that is the best. You see now all the examples. That is the best, you know. So I tell you of my some manifestations, you know. Only is little I can tell, which are prominent. It's unlimited Arjuna. Unlimited. Actually it's unlimited, but little I tell. I am the super soul of Arjuna. Take Krishna is the super soul in everybody's heart. That's what we should meditate on Krishna. Okay. Seated in the heart of all the living entities. Yes. I am the beginning, middle and end of all the beings. Because beginning, you know, we say independently. No, it's not independently. Brahma also is an agent of Krishna. Shiva is also a spatial expansion of Krishna. And then Vishnu is maintaining. So all the 3 are finally coming from the Lord. So it's beginning, middle and end. Of the Adityas I am Vishnu. Of the lights I am the radiant sun. Now if I say source of light sun, then you can't say why not this bulb. It's not, you know, why did you forget the bulb? There's no need to say. Correct. Now if you say doctor in Mangalore, you say one name, why don't you take my name? That's okay. We can say like that. But here you can't say I am also shining like the sun. No. I am the sun. All the Marus and Marichi, some of things we know, the god of wind. Among the stars, I am the moon. In the night is a moon. And why not that star? What is the comparison? Why you miss that star? No comparison. Moon is, if you said the moon, on the night, stars is the most prominent. Of the Vedas, I am Samaveda. Yes. For certain reasons, Krishna is chosen now here. Of the demigods, I am Indra. He is the king of the Devatas, the king of heaven. He is a very beautiful person. Indra, very intelligent. If you meet him, he is not ordinary person, a very big person. Prabhupada sometimes can make fun. He is a very lustical, but we should not speak all those things because Compared to us, he is very, very, very great. Great offense. Pure bhakta can their authorities. Of the senses, I am the mind, because among all the senses, mind is the king. Correct? Therefore, mind is called the sixth sense. And the living beings and the living force, the consciousness. Because without consciousness, the living entity has no meaning. So Krishna says, I am that. Of all the Rudras, I am Lord Shiva. Okay. Again, he has chosen. Of all the Yakshas, the Rakshas, I am the Lord of Wealth, Kuvera. Kuvera is the head of this Lord of Wealth. Devata's treasurer. Of the Vasus, I am Agni. Of the mountains, I am Meru. Meru is not visible. This is not a photo of Meru. They have taken a mountain, given an idea. It's a mountain in this universe. All the priests know me to be the chief Brihaspati. He is also extremely learned personality. So Krishna has chosen it. Extremely. Therefore, Sarva Bhattacharya composed 100 verses. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you are like Brihaspati. It's a very learned personality. Of the generals, I am Kartikeya. Now you can't say why not that. He is a very powerful person. You know, Devatas could not fight. So therefore they wanted Lord Shiva to give birth to Kartikeya. You know, all the bodies of water, I am ocean. You can't say why not my pond or bucket of water. No comparison. Ocean is the chief. Then all the great sages, I am Bhrigu. We are coming to know these all Vedic personalities, you know, and they are there in different parts of the universe. Now Bhrigu has come here. This is the big pastime, you know that. Bhrigu was asked, who is great among Brahma, Shiva and Vishnu? So Bhrigu said, you go and check out. So he went to Brahma, his father, and what he did? What he did for Brahma? He just didn't pay him respects. Just by gestures. Don't bow down, neglect his presence. Father was furious. He left. But he has no control. Then he went to his brother, Shiva, and he abused him. You know, he spoke, verbally abused him. And Shiva was very upset. He left him also. Now he went to Vishnu, he kicked him on the chest. He was lying, Lakshmi was massaging his feet, you see, he was lying on this, his Ananta Shesha, and he kicked him on the chest. So Vishnu came, he said, your leg must be broken, my chest is like a stone. And Lakshmi was very upset, you see, what is this going on, this fellow out there? Because that is the place she resides, actually. So she was upset, anyway. But Bhrigu then could understand. All the sages and Bhrigu. So this is the pastime, you know, Bhrigu. All the vibrations I am transcendental Om. Among all the vibrations, Om represents the Supreme Lord. Here, second time Krishna has said, I am the Om. So on the Vedas you are chanting Om, that is referring to Krishna. Of sacrifice and chanting of the Yagna Nam Japana Yagno Asmi. You say, somebody was telling me, you know, this chanting of holy name you do, at least in Gita it is not mentioned anywhere. Huh? Yagna Nam Japa Yagno Asmi. The Japa Yagna which we do, that is there. And Satatam Kirtayante, so many times anyway it is there. All the immovable things and the Himalayas, because other mountains sometimes are moved. Sumeru is moved for the Samudra Manthan. We don't have a history of Himalayan being moved. Therefore Krishna has chosen this. All the trees and banyan tree, you know how beautiful it is. Great it is. Huge. All the sages, Narada, exalted, uncomparable. Of the Gandharvas and Chitrarasa, this is also great personality. Among perfect beings, I am the sage Kapila. This is a great saint. He is the incarnation, Devati Putra, not the atheist Kapila. Of the horses and Ucheshwara, they all came from, you know, Samudra Manthan. Very special horse. You not seen it. You see that, you will be amazed. And produced during the churning of ocean of nectar. Okay? All the elephants and Airavata, he was also produced that time from the ocean. Indra has that as a. I am the man, I am Mona Achana. Here one point is there. You know, some people saying those kings were very small. No, sir. Spatial genetic engineering was there. When the wars used to happen, it's like Mahabharata war. Duryodhana also counts the main. Rest are actually useless. They had no effect on the course of the war. Millions were there. But these people are alone so big, they can annihilate the whole other army. Fight used to be there between the kings actually that time. The kings were not ordinary. You know, they say, no, we will be king. It's not idiot like one idiot collects anywhere vote, and they were special people, very special people. Atirati, Maharati, they had very special mystic powers. You got it? When they are fighting another king, other fellows are just time pass, useless there. War used to be between these two kings actually. And if one is dead, war is over. So it's not easy. Therefore, kings had a great responsibility to produce another king. Special genetic engineering. Very special people, very special training and very special people. They're not like ordinary fellow we think, how it is. Therefore, many people used to wonder how Parikshit Maharaj, sitting at Hastinapur, was the king of the whole earth. Special people, very special, very extraordinary capable people. Therefore, Atirati, they can fight with thousands and millions of people alone at one time. Ordinary soldiers, they can fight with Maharati means thousands, alone. Correct? So like that, it is very special. These monarchs are special, not like, don't think today's ministers and prime ministers. That will be insult to Krishna if he says, I am the prime minister of India today. It will be insult. I am weapon of weapons, I am thunderbolt. You know that is very powerful, can break the. Of the cows, I am Surabhi, special cow that can give unlimited milk. Of the cause of the procreation, I am Kandarpa, the god of love. Of the serpents, I am Vasuki, that you don't know, but Vasuki was there in Samudra Manthan. He was being used for churning. Of many hooded Nagas, I am Ananta, another snake. These are all big snakes, we have no vision of them. Among the aquatics, I am demigod Varuna. Again, we have not, don't know much about him. Varuna is there in Krishna Leela, where he steals the Nanda Maharaj, kidnaps Nanda Maharaj. Among the dispensable, I am Yama, the Lord of Death. Yamaraj, yes, there is a lot of discussion in Bhagavatam. And now Prahlad has come. Among Daityas, I am great Prahlad. Among subdues of time, I am, you see, subduer of time, you saw that? Time. What happened? This girl became so old. I am the beast. And among the beasts, I am the lion. Among the birds, I am Garuda. Of the purifiers, I am the wit. Just like, even clothes. You can, silk cloth, you can just, in the air, it gets purified. You don't have to wash. But if you have any other cloth, cotton has to be washed. And wool, we can purify by the sun, different ways. But wind is also purified. Anyway, any place, dirty place, it can purify. You have a bad smell somewhere, wind will purify. Wielder the weapon, I am Rama. Yes, he played that role. Terrific, holding weapons, killing. Fishes, I am the shark. Yes, very dangerous fish. So Krishna has chosen shark. Of the flowing rivers, I am the Ganges. Krishna has chosen Ganges. Special among all rivers. Of all creation, I am the beginning, middle, and end. Arjuna. Everything I am only. Of all the sciences, I am Bhagavad Gita. Take it? The most important science. Science of the self. Among the logicians, I am conclusive truth. Final truth. Among the words, Krishna says Akshara and A. Of the compound words, I am the dual compound. Rama Krishna. Hare Krishna. I am the inexhaustible time. Of the creators, I am Brahma. Brahma is the best creator. I am the all-devouring death. That also Krishna says. Mrityu Sarvaharascha. I am the genetic principle, all that is yet to be. Okay. Among women, I am fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. These are qualities which make a woman wonderful. Fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence. And some examples have been given, and you can study the purport, some more points. Of the hymns in the Samveda and the Brihasama, there's a special, all the devatas are invited by special prayer. So this is one of the prayers. I think this is used to invite Indra. As far as I know. Hymns in the Samveda. The Samveda,
Kashi, when they do the Abhishek of Lord Shiva, they chant this Samveda.
Samveda the chant. It's a Brihasama, I don't know which one. So Samveda has all for different devatas, different prayers. So you can collect from different devata and different tune it has to be sung. Not that you can sing in any
tune is important.
there is tune and meter, practice is needed. He had that when we had the inauguration of Bangalore temple. We invite all devatas when a temple inauguration is there. So they each devata they sing in a proper tune. Those people, they're trained people, and drum, music also to train. All the poetry and Gayatri. Gayatri has come now. All the months I am Margashirsha, November, December. All the seasons I am flower bearing spring. And I am the gambling of the cheats. Everything is. If you want to cheat Krishna, Krishna is the biggest cheat. All the splendid, I am the splendor. I am the victory, I am adventure. I am the strength of the strong. All the descendant of the Vrishni, I am Vasudeva. Of the Pandavas, I am Arjuna. He chose Arjuna, he was the best among them. Of the sages, Vyasa. He got the, among the great thinkers, I am Ushna. Who is Ushna? Shukracharya. Great thinker. Even though he is a Daitya's priest, Krishna has now given him also recognition. Among all means of suppressing lawlessness, I am the punishment. Sometimes punishment is needed. Of those who seek victory, I am morality. Of secret things, I am silence. Silence is sometimes golden. Of the wise, I am wisdom. And I am the generating seed of all existence. There is no being moving or non-moving that can exist without me. And there is no end to my divine manifestations. Whatever I have spoken to you is but a mere indication of my infinite opulences. Know that all opulent, beautiful and glorious creations, what happens to them? They spring but from a spark of my splendor. Ekamsena, just one amsha of the Lord, Paramatma. Everything, what I have spoken, He is or Him managing this. Krishna is playing in Goloka with his friends. He is not busy with all this. Spark of my spark. But what is need Arjuna for all this detailed knowledge, whatever? With a single fragment, this is referring to the Paramatma, I pervade and support the entire universe. So what all I told you actually is referring to my Vishnu expansion, which is managing this world. And I am in Goloka, dancing with my devotee. This is just one amsha of mine. Correct? One amsha. It's not Vivin amsha, it's Swamsha. But still, it's one fragment of myself. I pervade and support this whole entire universe. Shri Prabhupada ki, Bhagavad Gita ki.